Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is Micheline. I've been sewing for a number of years now, probably 5 or 6 years, I can't remember exactly. This is my first sewing video review, sewing pattern review. I am actually going to share with you Vogue 9050, which is right here. Here you go. And this is actually my second time making this dress. The first time I made it was back in the summer. I made it in a blue and white cotton shirting, which I was looking for so I can share with you all. However, I couldn't put my fingers on it. So sorry about that, but I will insert photos of it. But this is about this dress, which I absolutely love the fabric. I actually just finished taking some photos of myself in it, so I will share those photos with you at the end of this video, and I will also have the photos on Instagram, which you'll be able to find at Needles and Curves, no S, Needle and Curves on Instagram. But about this pattern, about this dress, I was really excited about it. The fabric is, I believe it's Mediterranean something or other. It's a cotton sateen, so it has a little bit of stretch to it. The material has a tiny bit of stretch. The trouble that I had with this dress is probably of my own making. It's actually it's considered an easy pattern. It's one of the Vogue Easy Options dresses. So there are actually 6 options on here, and the first time I made it, I made view B, which has no sleeves. The dress is fully lined, and that's where things went wrong for me. First and foremost, the trickiest part about this dress is actually right here at the neckline, where there's the V. Where actually on mine you can actually still see the dot that I used to mark it when I was sewing it, and that was a bit hard. That's a bit tricky when trying to turn it around, but clearly it's possible. I've been sewing for about 5 or 6 years, but I still consider myself a beginner because a lot of the things that the techniques in terms of producing something that's neat and tidy are still relatively new to me, and so you know, that's where I'm at. So where I went wrong with this dress was the neckline, which you can't see, and I don't have it on, and I will show it to you in photos, but it's in the neckline, and somehow I managed to get the collar, it doesn't sit neatly against my neck, which I pressed it on a ham. I followed all of the rules, but somehow I got it off rein. Probably should do this with the dress on. So I'm back. I went to go put the dress on so I can show you all what I'm talking about. So I can't figure out how to change the camera without changing the whole orientation, so I'm just gonna stand up and show you. So here's the dress, waist down, and if I go on my knees I can show you what I'm talking about. So here, right here in this area, it doesn't sit flat. I don't know why it doesn't sit flat. It's not flat, and it should be flat. But in any event, outside of that, the dress looks good. I'm happy with it 80% of the way. I did my best. That's what I aim for all the time, is to do my best. And so here it is. Overall, the dress fits well. It's an easy dress to wear. Of course, now I'm in quarantine, so there's no place to wear it to. Can't wear it to work just yet, but outside of that, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. The other thing that I need to do is to change the hem And I'm gonna take the dress back off so I can show you what I'm talking about, but that's something that I can fix later. 80% is a good, 80-20 rule is a good, you know, good standard, I guess, when you're sewing for yourself. It's also why I don't sew for other people. But if you are not a like beginner, but you have some sewing skills behind you, I think this dress is something that you can definitely pull off. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. Vogue has this really great key where it shows different body types, and I am a rectangle body type, and so it shows here that it fits everybody. So there are not a whole lot of pieces. The one thing I will say is the sleeve. The lining of the sleeve is pretty cool. It's self-lined. So when you sew this together, you sew the lining and the sleeve together. At the hem of the sleeve, you sew it the hem allowance at 5/8 of an inch, and then you turn it over, and that is how it's sleeve. There's no hemming of the sleeve at all. Once you sew the right size together and understitch it, you're done. You just have to put it in together. But outside of that, the dress is a good easy project. If you want to expand your skill set doing a fully lined garment, my zipper is completely enclosed. The hem is completely enclosed. All of it is completely enclosed, and that's what I'm happy with. So that's where I'm gonna end it for now. No, I'm wrong. I'm gonna show you the hem after I take the dress back off. Okay, so I'm back with the dress. I took it off, but this is where I'm kind of unsure what to do with myself. I could leave the dress exactly as it is. Outside of obviously filming and recording it, no one's gonna look at this dress and think anything of it, but let me show you some of the details. So the lining, I'm seeing that the lining, the hem is, I folded it over 1/4 of an inch, and then did the hem stitch on it. So hopefully you can see that. It's really neat. I'm actually really proud of myself for it. But the problem is it created a ridge right here, which I have a really great photo of it. So I will insert that so you can see it up close. And that's where I'm not really sure if I should leave it or if I should take the stitch out and fix it. If I ask my husband, he'll probably tell me to leave it alone, and he's a very wise man. But outside of that, that is the only thing I can change at this point. There's nothing I can do about the neckline. I think where I went wrong was when I did the understitching. Somehow I got it askew, and so it's permanently that way. But the hem is a free hanging hem, and I finished everything with my sewing machine. I didn't use my serger at all, even though I have one, because I wanted to see how good of a stitch, of the quality of a garment I can create without using my serger at all. And so here is an example. Are you gonna focus? I used my overcast stitch on my sewing machine to do the edge there, and I used pinking shears for this edge here. The side seams, I did pinking shears, and then did an extra row stitching along the side, which I believe I have a photo of that I took a while ago. So if I do, I will insert that as well. But I think that is everything for this dress. It is a slot seam zipper, and no problems there. So to recap, this is a really fun dress. You can, it's a really easy dress to make if you follow the instructions and don't go rogue. Oh, that's something else I did wrong. Again, all of the problems I created, all of the problems I had, I created myself. Somewhere along the line, when I sewed the bodice together, I thought to myself to trim the seam allowance of the sleeve. I don't know why I did that. I don't know what I was thinking. And I did that trimming before I set the sleeve in, and oh my gosh, that was not a fun experience at all. The sleeve was trimmed at 3/8 of an inch, but I had the lining at the correct, I didn't trim the lining. So trying to match those two together and reconcile them was a nightmare, which was my own doing. But fortunately, I only did it for one sleeve and not the other. And my final challenge with this dress was actually, I lost the pattern. Midway through sewing it, I lost the pattern and I couldn't find the sleeve. And I tried to use the sleeve of another garment, and that did not work because the notches didn't line up and it just was completely askew. So that's another reason why I struggled. Not because the pattern designers did anything in particular. Somehow I got ahead of myself and created that problem. But outside of that, the zipper went in perfectly fine. Setting in the sleeves was really easy once I had the proper sleeve for the garment. That went in pretty easily, and I'm looking forward to wearing it. I'm looking forward to wearing it to work when I can. And I made this dress with the idea that I can wear it all year round, which is why I put the sleeve on it. The first version is definitely more of a summer dress, but you can wear that with a cardigan as well, so there's no problems there. But yes, I think I'm done for now. This is my first ever pattern review and documentation of my sewing experience, and so I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope to do more of these videos. I tend to share my finished projects on Instagram and Facebook, both at Needle and Curves, both on Facebook and on Instagram, so you can find me there. I will link both of those pages, info section of this video, and I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks, and I hope to see you again.